In the heart of the wilderness, a vulnerable bobcat cub finds itself surrounded by a pack of wolves, the odds stacked mercilessly against it. Just when nature seems ready to deliver its harshest blow, something entirely unexpected shifts the balance. What unfolds next is a stunning reminder that the wild is full of surprises, some brutal, some breathtaking. He had never believed in omens until that day. The cold gnawed at his skin as he trudged through knee-deep snow, rifle slung across his shoulder, his breath trailing behind him like a frozen ghost. The forest was deathly silent, not the usual hush of winter, but an eerie, suffocating stillness that prickled the hairs on the back of his neck. He patrolled this part of the park for years. Every tree, every sound, every whisper of life was familiar. But today, something felt wrong. That's when he spotted the tracks. Wolves, a whole pack. Their prints were etched deep in the snow, all heading in the same direction. But what made his stomach knot was the formation. Wolves usually spread out when hunting, flanking their prey, relying on numbers. These prints weren't scattered. They were uniform, focused, like soldiers. He crouched down and ran a gloved hand along the edge of one print. Fresh, maybe an hour old, his gaze swept the landscape, searching for what had commanded such coordinated movement. Then he saw them, another set of tracks, smaller, lighter. Bobcat. He exhaled slowly, fog clouding the icy air. A lone bobcat wasn't unusual, but these prints were wrong, frantic, disoriented. They zigzagged wildly, no calculated steps of a predator, just the desperate flight of something being chased. His pulse quickened. He followed the trail, each step cautious, senses sharpened to every crunch, every rustle. About 20 yards ahead, he found the worst confirmation, smaller prints alongside the larger ones. A cub, his jaw clenched. A mother bobcat and her cub, alone in the dead of winter, hunted by a pack of wolves. It didn't make sense. Wolves didn't usually pursue adult bobcats. Not worth the risk. But this pursuit had a strange weight to it. Too focused. Too deliberate, like a trap. He hesitated. This was the cycle of nature, predator and prey. Still, something gnawed at him. A whisper in the back of his mind told him this wasn't just a hunt. Wolves didn't take revenge. They were logical. Efficient. But this was different. A branch snapped in the distance. He froze. The forest held its breath. A low growl rolled through the trees. Deep, guttural, ancient. Not a wolf. Not a bobcat. Another predator was here, and he had just walked straight into its path. Then, movement. A blur across the snow. A small shape darted through the trees. The bobcat cub. It wasn't fleeing blindly, it was being herded. The wolves remained hidden, spectral presences steering the chase from the shadows. He stepped forward, heart pounding. The cub veered left, then right, its panic growing. And then he saw it, the ravine. The cub was heading straight toward it. "Oh God," he muttered, lifting his rifle, not to fire, but to scope. Through the lens, he saw the mother, standing near the edge, tense, ears flat, tail twitching. But she wasn't preparing to leap or flee, she was waiting. His stomach twisted. She wasn't just a mother. She was a piece in someone else's game. The wolves emerged. 3 of them. Precision in their stride, not a glance toward the mother. Yet, their golden eyes were locked on the cub. He took a step forward, snow crunching underfoot. One wolf twitched an ear, head snapping toward him. But they didn't run, they had a plan. The mother remained still. The wolves closed in. This wasn't a hunt. It was an execution. Then everything erupted. The first wolf lunged at the cub, but the mother was faster, a blur of fury and instinct. She slammed into the attacker, claws tearing across its face. It yelped, stumbled, but another was ready. The wolves worked in rhythm. Every strike from the mother was countered. They weren't just trying to kill, they were wearing her down. The cub stood frozen, Terrified, the alpha circled, biding its time. He knew this moment, that unbearable line between watching and acting. This was nature's law. But watching her lose this battle, he couldn't. A wolf clamped its jaws on her hind leg. Her cry tore through the air. Blood streaked the snow. She twisted free, but slower now. He raised the rifle and fired, just above them. A warning shot. The sound cracked the silence. The cub bolted. The mother didn't run. She turned to him. Their eyes met, not in fear, not in gratitude, in something else, something ancient. Then the wolves snapped back into motion. The alpha growled low. The pack refocused. The mother shifted, a new stance, calculating. A wolf lunged. She didn't dodge. She struck. Her claws slashed its throat. It dropped. Blood darkened the snow. The pack hesitated. This wasn't going according to plan. The cub sprinted for the trees. A wolf moved to intercept, but the ranger stepped forward, rifle raised. No shot, just presence. The alpha growled, low and steady. The wolves backed off. Their eyes flicked between the man, the mother, and the cub. The bobcat took one last look at him, then vanished after her cub. The wolves lingered tense, then retreated. He exhaled, but it wasn't over. They weren't looking at him, or the bobcats. They were staring behind him. A cold sweat bloomed across his back. He turned slowly. Nothing but trees. And then, a sound. Not a growl, not a howl. A vibration that shook the ground beneath him, echoing through bone and blood. The wolves fled, fast, fearfully. Even the alpha. He turned back, expecting the bobcat to flee too. But she was still there, trembling, injured, looking in the same direction. Then she looked at him, with something close to understanding. She nudged her cub toward the woods. Only when the cub disappeared did she follow, and then the silence returned. But he wasn't alone. Something had made the wolves flee. Something still there, watching. He turned. Nothing, but he felt it. A pressure, a weight. He moved, slowly. Then he saw the tracks. Not wolf, not bobcat. Massive. Pressed deep into frozen ground. Staggered, as if whatever made them wasn't running, it was stalking. He heard a rustle, a breath. Behind him, he didn't look back. He ran, and even now, months later, he can still feel it. The weight of that stare, the echo of a sound that didn't belong to any creature he knew. Nature has rules, but that day, something broke them. And whatever it was, it's still out there. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you liked this story. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.